Hello everybody, welcome back to Parenting 101. Today we are here to learn how to survive and thrive as parents in 2022, 2023, 2024 as well. Before we get started, I need to let you know that I am not a financial advisor nor a CPA. I am an educator and parent like you all who have struggled in the past trying to find resources in order to meet our basic needs of survival. So I am hopeful that this information will be helpful for your future as it has been for mine. Whether you are a single parent in a relationship, or you're co-parenting, or you are a caregiver to another individual, or you are just here to learn about resources, how to better your life, this is the video for you. So let's get started. It is hard in our economy in general these days to survive with the COVID pandemic and inflation and interest rates and gas prices and the recession. Yes, we are in a recession. Check out this technical definition by the IMF for a recession. A recession is 2 consecutive quarters of decline in a country's real gross domestic product, which is the value of all goods and services a country produces. So yes, technically the United States government is in a recession, and it is hard enough to survive as a parent, let alone a single parent. Check out these statistics from the US Department of Agriculture. The average parent spends approximately $233,610 to raise a child from birth to age 17, and up to $284,570 adjusted for inflation, like in 2022. During recessions such as the one that we are currently in, it can be incredibly tough to make ends meet, for example, to pay for rent or housing or clothing or gas or any other necessities that it might take in order to be a successful parent. Let's face it, if we do not have our basic needs met, if you did not check out the video on self-care last week, please take time after this video to do so. It talks a whole lot about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which discusses how our basic need for survival is physiological needs, food, water, and shelter. We're going to talk about that today right here. We're going to talk about starting small and working our way up to being completely independently wealthy individuals, which I imagine is the majority of all of your goal out there, as it is for me. And you'll hear a little bit how I have been able to work towards this in my journey. And I hope to take you all with me on this learning experience as I continue to learn more as well. So the government seems to be downplaying a little bit of this recession. They don't want to scare anybody, neither do I. I am not here to scare. I am here to prepare you all for a better future. In addition, inflation has not been this high in the United States for over 40 years. In short, inflation means there is more money in our economy than there is supply to spend it on. Basically, since Richard Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard in 1971, which we will not get into that today because that is a whole nother topic. However, it goes to show us that since 1971, our government has been pouring trillions and trillions of dollars into the US economy through things such as stimulus and government spending in order to fight things like recessions and inflation, which in historical times has shown that our world has succumbed to recessions and inflations, but not really like we're seeing today with inflation and recessions together in one. So economists and financial advisors and all of those educated in the financial system are warning us of a potential huge bubble that is about to burst. So let's talk about the future. In addition, please take time to educate yourself more on this information. There's nothing more valuable than education, and you can find information, read about it, look it up on the internet. Make sure you're reading credible sources, not just like CNN News or NBC, etc., but really looking at the source of where things are happening. I encourage you to do, as I have been doing, financial research and education. You can also find that on YouTube. I love YouTube. I would promote YouTube. I think there is a lot of great information, but again, just check the facts and the statistics for yourself. I wanted real quickly to show you last week, the chair of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, stated there will very likely be some softening of labor market conditions. While higher interest rates, slower growth, and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation, they will also bring some pain to households and businesses. These are the unfortunate costs of reducing inflation, but a failure to restore price stability would mean far greater pain. So brace yourself for a challenging future to come. Again, this is not to scare you, it is just to prepare you. So starting at the very bottom, those of us that are struggling to survive, I'm going to encourage you, as hard as it is on our ego, is to take advantage of government opportunities and resources. It is out there for a reason. Low-income families can benefit from all kinds of things like food stamps and Section 8 housing and childcare assistance and WIC programs, Medicaid, insurance. All of those things are significantly beneficial for those of us that are struggling to survive, because in order to be good parents, we need to have our basic needs met first. We have to be able to feed our children, or technically we could get our children taken away from us. So it's very important that we learn these resources, utilize these resources if we need to, hopefully short-term, temporary, so that we can move on to bigger and better things like independent wealth, which we will talk about on this video as well. Before we move further, if you are finding value in this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more free education. Okay, so if you are struggling with the increase in rents, housing market, gas prices, looking for food, one of the best things you can first do is just get on Google and look up Department of Economic Security near me. So they will be able to provide you information on the steps needed to take in order to get things like food stamps. Quick side tip, when I was in school struggling to raise two children as a single parent, going to school, I was bartending on the side. I think I got maybe like $650 a month in food stamps, which comes like a little debit card. You use it at pretty much any grocery store. You can use it at any state as well, even though it's only issued to you in your state. If you travel for some reason, you can also use that food stamp card in other places. That can help supplement your income and be able to ease a little bit of your stress, so that you can then use all that awesome brain power to work towards that better future. This is significantly important for those of you that are struggling to meet that basic need, because let's face it, our parenting sucks. When we are struggling, our kids feel it, we feel it. If our kids are starving, we feel all of that guilt. So just suck it up, go out there, find these resources, make it happen. It's only temporary. In your future, when you are successful, you will be able to use your taxes or whatever donations you have to give back to the government or give back to these communities, and will well make up for all of the resources that you needed during your time of struggle. So it's okay. Swallow your pride, make it happen, do it for yourself, do it for your family. Let's talk about the next steps that we can do. So if you do not want to pay $1,000, $1,200 a month, maybe double that for 2 kids on daycare, which there are childcare assistance programs like we mentioned before. If you're interested, take a look at that. But if you are thinking, okay, I have 4 young kids under 5 who I need to get daycare for, and I just cannot afford $4,000 a month to pay for them to go to daycare, just wouldn't make sense. There are jobs that you can find working from home, a lot of jobs. We're not going to go over all of them today. I'm going to encourage you to do more research on that for yourself, but basic jobs working from home. Number 1, you can have a daycare. If you have the time and the energy and the patience and the environment to support little kids running around your house, all day, 5 days a week, whatever you want to offer, you can be the daycare provider for government assistant programs like the childcare assistance we were talking about earlier. You could technically make $25 to like $45, sometimes even $50 per day per kid to provide daycare to them in your home with your children. Save that $1,000 to $4,000 a month and be earning $1,000 to $4,000. I encourage you all to do that if that's something you love to do. That's one option. Another option you can do working from home, dog walking. If you love animals and you even want to maybe get your kids involved to help with you, or maybe they want to find extra ways to earn money, you can go make flyers, pass it around to your neighborhood if you're feeling safe and you're feeling confident that your child is safe in your neighborhood environment. People are paying like $5 per day for 15 minutes to walk their dog. You walk 10 dogs a day, and that's $50 per day. That's $1,500 per month for walking dogs. That's an extra source of income right there. So I encourage you to try it if that's something that floats your boat. Okay, another work from home job is a notary. I learned recently about something called a remote online notary. My husband and I sold our house recently. We had a remote online notary with us. He got paid like $25 for 5 minutes of time to notarize our documents. So that's actually something that I have started to do. I can take you all along with me on this journey. If you would like to learn more, comment below and I will be sure to respond to you as soon as possible as I learn this experience myself. But remote online notary, Ron, you can Google it, look it up on YouTube. It seems pretty cool and easy. Another way to make money from home is to sell products on Amazon. You can sell your own products, say you like make jewelry. You can also not even make your own products, but you can order products from like different countries, China or India, where it is relatively cheap to purchase this product like jewelry or anything else. It's called Amazon FBA. You purchase from another industry or a country, or you can purchase within the United States and resell. They get paid relatively well for that product as well. So you are supporting them, you are supporting yourself, you are supporting your family simply by buying and reselling products online. Look it up. I think it's a lot more detailed and intricate than I expected at first, but that's something that I have been looking into as well. There's a lot of things that go into that, but it's called Amazon FBA. You can look it up. A lot of people are doing this on YouTube. I encourage you to check it out. The other thing with Amazon is called Amazon affiliate marketing. If you are a marketer or a salesperson, or you have a really large interest in social media, maybe you have a big following on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, it would be a really great tool for you to promote certain products. You get paid like 5 to 10% of the product just for selling it, mentioning it on your channel or on your social media or in your community. Amazon affiliate marketing. Another great way to work from home is customer service. You can get paid like $16 an hour for working from Amazon from home, for example, or any other like tech company, any other place that has customer service base. They allow you to work from home. You get paid sometimes minimum wage, maybe a little bit more as you work your way up, but it's easy, saves you money on daycare, might be a good starting point if you would like to find a job to work from home. I encourage you to check that out. There are many, many other ones, but now we're gonna get into more of the good stuff, the stuff that makes me feel so excited about my future, and that is cash flow, like ways to have money work for you and not the other way around. So we all are on this learning curve. We all have our own passions and our own interests, but I am going to encourage you to stay tuned for this really cool stuff that we're going to talk about, because it is so exciting and the opportunities are vast and exploding right now. With the recession and inflation, we all know that the stock market most likely will crash. The housing market is already crashing. There is going to be an extraordinary amount of opportunity for people probably in the next year or two specifically to get into those niches. The very first one that we're going to talk about today is real estate, my favorite. Hey, real estate is something I am so excited about. I have always been excited about real estate. I know they say that it's really hard to time the market, but for whatever reason, I've been either very lucky, or I've timed the market well, or I've been able to take advantage of the real estate market to support me in my journey of motherhood. Since the first recession of my lifetime, or the first big recession of my lifetime, 2008, 2009, I purchased my first home at a very good price, and I was able to utilize that and take advantage of it for years in order to support me and my family when I was a single parent. I recently did that again. My husband and I bought at the lowest time when housing prices were really low. So I was able to purchase that and then resell it at one of its highest values. The housing market in Phoenix is overvalued significantly. Knowing that we're gonna have to be moving again soon, I was able to sell at the right time, and we're reinvesting our money. I also want to talk about using debt to get us through hard times. So another way to supplement your income, as I did for myself when I was a single mom with 2 young children, I took advantage of student loans. Student loans, scholarships, grants, those can be extraordinary opportunities. I really admire and I read and I educate myself on Dave Ramsey, but I also understand that sometimes using debt can be helpful for us in order to thrive and succeed and get out of the rut. For example, I think student loans supplemented my income by like $12,000 per year year, after paying for school and books and everything else I needed, I was able to use the rest of that $12,000 to be able to feed my family and buy them shoes. We all know how fast they grow out of clothes and shoes. It's crazy. So that's another great way to get ahead of the game. Yes, you might have this amount of student loan debt. However, there are many ways to get out of that in your future. We can talk about that more on another video. But just briefly, there are things that you can join organizations. If you're giving back to your communities, there's a lot of student loan forgiveness programs. The president just forgave like $10,000 to $20,000 of student loan debt. So there's all kinds of ways to get out of that debt. There's small payments that you can make. Once you learn our next tips that we're about to talk about here in a minute, when we have money work for us and we are investing our money, that student debt will seem extremely small compared to what you can be making in this economy. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite books. Okay, one of my favorite books of all time by Robert Kiyosaki. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book, I would say, probably changed my life. I read it a couple years ago, and it is a financial education book. It teaches us to build our asset column and diminish our liability column. Liabilities are things such as your primary residence or your car or your credit card debt liabilities, even food and clothing and things like that. Things that we think that we need food, but things that we think that we need but we don't necessarily need typically are considered liabilities. Assets are things like an investment property, which I don't know if you knew this, but this shocked me in the beginning. Our primary residence is not an investment. It is considered a liability. It's an incredible book for first learning all about cash flow and how to have money work for you. I highly encourage it. It's great. The other book that I love is The Psychology of Money. It really changed my mindset on how to view money. And so I'm going to encourage you all to read this book as well. The other one I'd like to mention is The New Geography of Jobs by Enrico Moretti. This book was recommended to me by another YouTuber. The channel is called Reventure Consulting. I love it. He gives great advice and statistics and forecasts for the future of real estate and investing. Check it out if you get a chance. It's pretty cool. But the other thing I want to talk about today is learning to invest in all different kinds of real estate, short-term, long-term, Airbnb, arbitrage. Real briefly, long-term real estate investment could look like renting out your home for cash flow. The cap rate is a little bit smaller than short-term rentals. Short-term rentals are things like Vrbo. You can do Airbnb, or you can do just like long monthly rentals, which are typically a little bit more. You make a little bit more cash flow than you do long-term rentals. Not all of the time, but most of the time from my understanding. Airbnb is pretty cool. If you find the niche in the right area at the right time, the right property to purchase, which again, I'm going to encourage you all to educate yourself on that. Read as much as you can about real estate investing before you make any decisions. I am just here to educate you on the opportunities out there. So take my word with a grain of salt, please. I plan on real estate investing probably in 2023. Maybe even earlier if I can find the right deal. I'm looking to Airbnb certain niche properties, or maybe even have people that I know help me build like little tree houses or some kind of cool niche where people are interested in traveling to. There are real estate investors making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on Airbnb businesses. The other option is what's called Airbnb arbitrage. It is basically that you coordinate with the owner of the property, so you don't even need to own a property to be able to be an Airbnb host. You coordinate with the owner of the property. You make sure first and foremost that they approve you to sublease the property, and you can find your niche and find your way of being able to negotiate that with them. But it's a really great deal because you promise and assure that you are going to take care of the property. You're going to provide the proper security for the property. You're going to maintain it. You're going to clean it. You're going to fix all the little things that need to be fixed. You're going to furnish it as well. So that's one cost you need to consider. So you make the extra income, you pay the mortgage or pay the rent for the home or condo or apartment or tiny house, whatever you're going to do. Make sure it's in a busy area. You can look up airdna.co for more information on statistics and analysis on what areas are good for Airbnb, what are profitable and what are not. So look that up before you make any rash decisions. But that's a really great way to supplement your income and earn some cash flow. Another great way are through stocks or bonds. I would not encourage you to invest in the stock market right now. Again, I am not a financial advisor, nor am I a CPA. I'm just providing you some information for those purposes only, but do your own research, meet with an accountant or a financial advisor for more information. I feel, and I have been watching the stock market for a couple years now, just learning about it before I decide to invest. But it seems like next year might be a really good time to invest in the stock market, might be the best time in our lifetime to invest in the stock market. You can do things like through ETFs or on the S&P 500, do kind of a generalization stock investing, or you can do day trading. I wouldn't recommend that until you learn more about that. Typically for the long term, the stock market could be a really good way to invest and make cash flow, but again, educate yourself. All things to learn. I'm still learning about that as well. And if you'd like to join me throughout my journey, I will be posting some updates on that as we go along. The bond market is where we are investing right now. The bond market, they say, is one of the safest. There's I bonds, which are based on inflation, which I believe until the middle of October is at a 9.1% annual interest rate for the I bond market. The other safe investment right now that we are committed to is just a high yield savings account. It's not the best. I think ours is at like 2.15% right now. There are other ways to make probably a higher percentage of interest than that, but I'm just learning, and so I'm feeling like I need to keep our money in a safe account until I learn more about that, but more to come. Another really great way to make passive income, self-publishing. If you are creative in any way, a creative writer, or you're learning creative writing, or you make short stories, or you have these ideas in your head and you want to put them into paper, you can self-publish on Amazon through a very small amount of money. Like I think it's almost even, I don't know, maybe $100 for material. And then you want to invest probably a little bit more for a good editor for your book before you publish it. But people are making like $8,000 a month in passive income on a small short book about real estate investing, for example. Or maybe you know about parenting and you want to share your story, or maybe you have this like fantasy story that you have been exploring in your mind or on paper for a really long time, and you want to get that out there. The cool thing about that too is you don't even have to put your name on it. You can have like a pen pal name and just sell your book anonymously. So super cool. I'm looking into that as well. Another way to make passive income or money on the side in regards to cash flow with doing, and I consider cash flow kind of doing what you love. Cash flow technically is considered extra money after all expenses going straight into your pocket. I like to think of cash flow as doing something that you're passionate about, so it doesn't even seem like a job. It's just your career, and you just happen to be making good money with it because you're good at it and you love it, and you spend your time and you practice and you learn. A really cool thing is called Fiverr, Fiverr. I'm just learning about this as well, but it's a platform on the internet that any like content creators or logo designers or YouTube content marketers, whatever your niche is in the creative realm. You can even do like vlogs or copyright editing, or write stories for people, or illustrate stories for people on Fiverr and get paid for it. So check that out. That's a really cool way to make extra money. You can sell your artwork online. If you're an artist and you do like splatter paintings, or you make things, or you crochet, you can sell that stuff on Amazon fairly easy. Check it out. You can start a YouTube channel. If you have a passion or an interest in something and you feel like the world needs this information, YouTube is a great way to get your information out there. I think if you get to like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, you can start getting paid for advertisements on your channel. You can also use your affiliate marketing to incorporate that. So I am on this journey learning how to do this myself. I am passionate about helping people. I want to get the word out there, but in order to supplement my income and allow me to spend this quality time on building this content, researching this content, and editing these videos, I'm hoping to be able to reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed to this channel yet and you're finding value, please hit the subscribe button. You can click the little bell next to the subscribe button if you're interested in receiving updates on all of this information and these videos that will be posted weekly. Thank you so much. Last but not least is to find your people. Again, if you did not see our video on self-care last week, please watch that video to hear more information just about how necessary finding your people, belonging to a community is for our survival. It's one of our basic needs, is to belong. I'm going to encourage you to find people that are smarter than you, people that are in the field of where you want to be and what you want to learn. Hang out with them, associate with them as much as possible. They will probably be your biggest resource out of everything that we discussed here. If you learn and you grow through other people that are smarter than you, you too are going to learn and grow and thrive in this economy. The other thing I wanted to mention that is kind of my, one of my dreams. It's a passion. It's a thing that I've been looking into for years. It's something that I was going to do in my life had my husband and I not reconciled. I was going to probably go out on my own with my kids and explore this thing called WWOOFing, WWOOF.net. WWOOFing, Worldwide Organization of Organic Farming. If worse comes to worse and our economy goes to shit, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that word on YouTube, but if our economy goes to, then this Worldwide Organization of Organic Farming is an awesome organization that promotes sustainability, growth, ecological equality, and allows you to go into, you can either be a host or you can go and stay on the host property for free. You live there for free and you eat for free in exchange for working on their farm or working on their produce or whatever product they're offering. You go and you explore and you get involved in nature. Check it out, it's awesome. Thank you so much for joining this video today. I hope you liked it and found value and are learning and growing. If you have any questions, please comment below. Also, if you're interested in being a guest on this show, please let us know. Like and subscribe to this channel and make it a great day. Much love.